Hello students, this is Manikesh Kumar, Assistant Professor Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Smarak College. Today we are going to learn about functionalism. So I have made several slides regarding this and hope you all will enjoy the class. Functionalism is a school of psychology. So ism or school, this is the way of thinking in which the subject matter of a particular field of study is described. So we are reading about psychology, we are studying about psychology, and functionalism is that way which says that the subject matter of psychology should be the function of consciousness. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is that unique characteristic of human being, that unique quality of human being which makes him different from other animals on the earth. And it means that the awareness, the unique quality of human being, that is the awareness of our unique thoughts, our memories, our feelings, sensations, and the environment about which we are aware. Okay, so awareness of these things, that is thoughts, memories, feelings, sensations, and environment, this awareness is the unique quality of human being. So the psychologists of America used to say that consciousness, the functions of consciousness should be the subject matter of psychology. Okay, so for your ease, students, I am going to read this slide. School or ism means the way of thinking. It may be the subject matter of a particular field of study. Here it means about the subject matter of psychology. Functionalism is the school of psychology which was established and spread by the psychologists of United States of America. They said that the subject matter of psychology should be the functions of consciousness, as consciousness is the unique characteristic of human being which makes him or her different from animals. It means the awareness of our unique thoughts, memories, feelings, sensations, and environment. This school of psychology emerged in reaction of the structuralism of Germany. So, America and functionalism. We can consider the contribution of Wilhelm Wundt in functionalism as functionalism was the result of reaction against structuralism in America. Functionalism was associated with the fame of evolution theory of Charles Darwin, about which I told you in the previous slide. Now, new schools of thoughts were highly acceptable in newly developing universities of America during last decade of 19th century, and this was the main cause that psychology became popular in America. Though it was brought from Germany and was brought by G. Stanley Hall from Germany, and the study material or the contents of psychology was structuralism, or was the components or the structure of consciousness, but it was accepted by the Americans, and about 24 universities of America had started their laboratories of psychology till 1893, and they just brought changes in them. They said that it should be modified in accordance with the evolution theory of Charles Darwin. Okay, and they named it functionalism and said that it has the study or a subject matter as the functions of consciousness. Now, as you know that G. Stanley Hall was one of the students of Wilhelm Wundt, who was influential in bringing psychology to United States of America. Now you can see the picture of William James in the left side. He is known as the father of American psychology, and on the right side this is Charles Darwin. Darwinian thinking focuses on the utility and purpose of behavior. that behavior which has been modified over years of human existence. William James and other contemporary psychologists of America thought that psychology should have the subject matter of function of consciousness rather than structure of it, which was the unique characteristic of the psychologists of Germany. Functionalism, or functions of consciousness as the subject matter of psychology, was highly influenced by the evolution theory of Charles Darwin. Okay, since consciousness is the unique characteristic of human being, it must serve important function for us. This was the thought of the psychologists of America. So in psychology, consciousness was studied as the tool to cope with the changes and challenges of the world around people. American psychologists started working on child development and other educational practices also. So you can see the picture of Wilhelm Wundt in this slide. He was a professor known today as the founder of modern psychology. He is known as the founder of modern psychology. Wundt was the person who distinguished psychology as a science from philosophy and biology. Previously, psychology was studied with philosophy, okay, and he was the first person who distinguished or differentiated it from philosophy, biology type of things, and he was the first person ever to call himself as a psychologist. He opened the first laboratory of experimental psychology at Leipzig University, Germany, and he is known for his thoughts of structuralism in psychology. You might be knowing, and as I told you, structuralism studies the components or structure of consciousness as the subject matter of psychology. Now, the second picture, this is G. Stanley Hall. He was the student of Wundt, and he is credited to bring psychology to America. He founded the first laboratory of psychology in Johns Hopkins in 1883, Johns Hopkins University. He helped to start American Psychological Association also in 1892, and then he became the first president of APA. Students, this is the view of Johns Hopkins University, America, main building. Functionalism is influenced by theory of evolution of Charles Darwin. This is related with features and purpose of behavior of human beings. This is that behavior which had changed in centuries. Now, Woodworth said that psychology that attempts to give an accurate and systematic answer of the question. What question? That what do men do, and then how do they do it, and then why do they do it. This is called functional psychology. It means Woodworth was trying to say that the definition of functional psychology gives the answer of what, how, and why. Now, study of consciousness is the theme of functional psychology. It is related to the capacity of adjustment of human being. So students, you might have got that the consciousness, the function of consciousness is the main focal theme of functional psychology. Now, different schools of functionalism emerged in America. Among them, Chicago School of Functionalism is being depicted here. This is the view of Chicago University. Researchers of psychology started studying the function of brain in America. John Dewey, James Roland Ansel, and Harvey Carr were associated with Chicago School of Functionalism. You can see the figure of John Dewey, James Roland Ansel, and Harvey Carr over here. Students, you can see John Dewey in this picture. He survived from 1859 to 1952. So John Dewey met G. Stanley Hall in Johns Hopkins University. He started studying psychology after this meeting. He got influenced by G. Stanley Hall, and he started studying psychology over there. That after he came to Chicago University in 1894. There he met James R. Angel, who also got his appointment in Chicago University in same year 1894. Both of them worked for about 10 years in Chicago University. Dewey said that psychology should be studied for the utility of society, for the benefit of society and human being. His approach was pragmatic. Now we will see the contributions of Dewey in the field of psychology. Continuity in mental processes. He said that mind and consciousness is made up of mental processes. Every mental process has certain aim or target. He said about reflex arc, which can't be studied without considering continuity. The next thing that he said was adjustment. He says that adjustment is a continuous process which has taken in millenniums. And every psychological process has the aim to establish adjustment between organism and its environment. There is a functional relationship between human being and environment. So in these 2 points you can see that John Dewey wants to say, or he just wants to continue the thoughts of evolutionary theory of Charles Darwin. Now the third point that he said, that there is a continuity in stimulus and response. It can't be discriminated as the end of a stimulus and the beginning of the response. Okay. Now thoughts of Dewey are based on the utility of psychology. According to Dewey, functional relationship between organism and environment is described in psychology. So you can say that he was the proponent of a practical psychology. So this is James Roland Ansel. He survived from 1869 to 1949. After Dewey, Angel is known as the strongest pillar of Chicago School of Functional Psychology. He worked on reaction time and got it published in 1996. So what is reaction time? You are giving some response against a stimulus. So the timing between the stimulus and the reaction or the response is known as reaction times. Okay, so he worked on reaction time and got it published in 1996. His paper gave stress on functionalism. He accepted the term functionalism from Titchener. Titchener was also a renowned psychologist. Thoughts of Ansel regarding functionalism. Ansel stressed on the utility of psychology or uses of psychology. He said that psychology helps in adjustment of human being. So if the word adjustment comes, it means that the adjustment of human being with its surrounding or environment. Again, he says that psychology increases the ability of human being. Ability, the meaning of it could be the capacity of doing some work. And the third one about the thoughts of Angel regarding functionalism is functionalism defines the relationship between mind and body. Here we see the picture of Harvey Carr. He joined Chicago University as the head of Department of Psychology. He wrote a book named Psychology in 1925. He simply called American psychology as functional psychology. He said that knowledge, thinking, memory, decision, etc. all are the components of mental mechanism. Now, the contribution of Harvey Carr in functional psychology. He said that mind and body are not two different entities. He used to say that mind and body are same thing, similar thing, and it can't be discriminated. He incorporated biology in psychology. The sentence that everything whatever biological is ultimately psychological, and whatever psychological is ultimately biological. He emphasized the motives and motivation. He said that environment motivates a person to do something. It means if a person is doing something, it might be that environment incites him to do that particular thing. In this way, Chicago University became the center of establishment and development of functionalism. It means that functionalism got its roots from Chicago University, and it is spreaded all over the world from Chicago University. But after Harvey Carr, no psychologist of that university was dedicated up to such an extent for some functional psychology in Chicago University. Now here comes the Columbia School of Functionalism, in which we will read about the psychologists who are from Columbia University and their contribution in functionalism. Students, here you can see the main building of Columbia University, and these are the 4 other views of Columbia University. You can access the pictures through this website, that is www.columbia.edu/. Now we will discuss about some psychologists of Columbia University who contributed for the development of functionalism in Columbia University. So after spending 10 years in Chicago University, John Dewey came to Columbia, where he spent the rest of his life as a professor. In Columbia University, James McKeen Cattell, Edward Lee Thorndike, and Robert Sessions Woodworth were influential in spreading functional psychology. So you can see in pictures, this is James McKeen Cattell, and in between these two is the Edward Lee Thorndike, after that Robert Sessions Woodworth. This is James McKeen Cattell. He is famous for his work on measurement of intelligence and personality differences. So you can yourself imagine that his work was very much helpful in the selection of a right person for the job at that time. He started using statistics in psychology. He started doing mental tests in 1900. He conducted several experiments related to psychophysics. You might be eager to know about what is psychophysics. Psychophysics, it means psychological changes due to physical stimulus. Okay, it is closely related to reaction time. If some physical stimulus comes to our sense organs, okay, what would be the reaction time? This is helpful. This is helpful in the selection of the right person for the right job. He also studies on the behavioral aspects of intelligence and personal difference. This is Edward Lee Thorndike, and he was one of the disciples of Cattell. He worked on testing the intelligence of animals. He investigated the principles of learning. He studied about demand and interest. He published the books related to human nature and social conditions. His famous books are Adult Learning and Elementary Principles of Education. His every work was in accordance with the principle of functionalism, so he was also a great proponent of functionalism. Robert Sessions Woodworth was also the disciple of Cattell. His book Dynamic Psychology depicts that his thought resembled with Chicago School of Functionalism. He said that psychology can't be restrained up to stimulus and response, because at that time everywhere it was prevailing that there should be some stimulus and there will be some response against that stimulus, and just to make the things experimentative, just to make the psychology experimentative, everyone was using stimulus and watching the response of it and calculating the relationship between these two. So he said that psychology can't be restrained up to stimulus and response. organism is more important than that. He was giving stress on the organism or human being. He used to say that a person doesn't respond because he has been provided with some stimulus. Rather, the response is the result of experience he or she gains in his present or past. He wanted to say that the response whatever a person gives against the stimulus is not only due to that stimulus. He wanted to say that with due course of time a person gains experience, and whatever the response he gives is the result of that experience. So it can be said that functionalism got its roots in America and was a real success over there. Functionalism also spreaded in Europe, but as we know that everything has its end. So functionalism gradually faded away as a school and behaviorism took over the place of functionalism. But the practical impact of functionalism was long lasting. The idea that evolution of consciousness has taken place to serve an important purpose of life have recently received a new attention in the field of evolutionary psychology. Okay, students. So at the end of the lecture, I would like to say, whatever I know, I just have told you about functionalism. But if you want to know more about it, you must consult different websites and you will know more about it. So this is also the way to remember all these things, just not to recite these things, just go in depth knowledge of it and elaborate all those things. So in this way you will get more information and you will remember it for long. So thank you.